Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, guys? It is D-Dun here, the most chill COD player. And today's video, we're going to be talking about what Advanced Warfare did right. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, turned on this game very quickly, but I think a lot of people also failed to realize the potential that this game had because I know at release it was really rough. But looking back at the year as a whole and thinking about all the positive things that Advanced Warfare did right, that's what we're going to discuss today. I will release a video probably tomorrow or in the next upcoming week talking about what Advanced Warfare did wrong, but prepare to put your positive panties on because we are going to make Advanced Warfare sound like the best freaking game ever, even though I know to a lot of people it wasn't. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. So first off, the one thing that really came to my mind whenever I thought of, okay, what did Advanced Warfare do right? Well, the first thing, innovation. We haven't seen a game that has brought this much new stuff to Call of Duty since probably Call of Duty 4. That game was very innovative for its time. You know, in retrospect, we've all gotten used to it, but it really did set the standard for what a Call of Duty game is supposed to be, and that's, you know, the game that a lot of people have really grown to love and, you know, buy year after year, and what really made Call of Duty successful. Now Advanced Warfare took that and did a lot of other stuff with it. So the first thing, of course, is going to be the movement system, being able to double jump and boost and slide and do all these crazy movements almost seamlessly was pretty astonishing, really, and I think it is a big win for Call of Duty that, you know, maybe it's not best for Call of Duty, but I think as far as innovation and trying to bring something new to the series, it accomplished that in an amazing way. Next, we have supply drops. And once again, like the movement, I think it could have been handled a little differently. I think it could have been handled better. But it was something new and something that brought a lot to the game. Whether it was good or bad, you know, I don't think it was good, just because it brought a lot of other issues with it. But the supply drops, you know, a lot of people based a good majority of their YouTube channels off of these supply drops and supply drop openings, and, you know, it did actually give you something to play for, something to get you excited. Since I'm the most boring person in the world, I don't really get excited for much of anything, so I wasn't jumping out of my chair whenever I got a supply drop, but I know a lot of people did. And you know, sometimes there was a couple times where I could actually hear people's mics. You could hear the background audio, and you could hear them opening supply drops, and you would hear Elite, and they would freak out. So that was kind of fun, and that was something very different, very new. We see that also in CS:GO, but never before we've seen it in Call of Duty, and that's why I think it was a wonderful part of innovation for this game. Next, we have the variance. Now, once again, just like the movement and supply drops, I think these could have been handled a lot better. But as far as the amount of guns that you had to choose from, no one could deny that it was there. You had gun variety, not necessarily gun balance, but you had gun variety. And the variance is like I said, it's something completely new that you know, not many people have ever thought of. You know, I don't think I'd ever heard people, you know, bat around that idea before in their videos. So, you know, I like to say, you know, good job, Sledgehammer. You guys did something really cool, something innovative. Maybe it could have been done a lot better, probably, yeah. But the concept of it, the idea of it is really, really good. Next we have the one-shot weapon balance. So here I'm talking about snipers and shotguns. Thinking back to the predecessor to Advanced Warfare, which was Black Ops 2, you had the Remington and the KSG, pretty much any of the shotguns, with the exception of maybe the S12, were awful to play against, just absolutely awful. Mainly because the movement mechanics were really bad, and you could go from sprinting to shooting someone one shot and killing them instantaneously, and it was extremely frustrating, like getting picked off from a person camping in their own spawn. Very frustrating. But in this game, oh, also of course, snipers in Black Ops 2 were absolutely retarded, just absolutely retarded. Whereas, excuse me, in Advanced Warfare, you didn't really have that. Shotguns were good up close, snipers were good at a distance. You could quickscope, but it took a little bit of practice. It did take a little bit of skill in order you to kind of get that mastery. You couldn't hit those long, super fast quickscopes across the map like you could in Black Ops 2, which was great. I think as far as balance goes for those particular guns, they're really good. And the RW1 pistol, the one-shot pistol, which we all thought was going to be incredibly OP, turned out to be perfectly balanced, and not many people used it because it actually required some skill to use. So yeah, overall, I say kudos again to Sledgehammer. You guys succeeded in innovation, and you also succeeded in balancing two of the weapon classes that are extremely difficult to balance. Excuse me. The next thing that I really enjoyed about Advanced Warfare, and one thing that I think they did exceptionally well, was the maps. The map design and layout was extremely appealing to the eye. The colors were vibrant. People didn't blend into the backgrounds like they did, say, in Ghosts, or even some, Black Ops 2 maps. But for the most part, the color scheme was great. The color scheme looked amazing. Like I said, it was bright. The people stood out, which is a big deal for me. I really hate it whenever I die from someone that I just can't see just because they're in a dark corner or whatever. But, you could see people long range. The aesthetics of the area outside the map looked really, really good. So overall, I think, the map design was actually really good. There was never a map that came up in the rotation where I thought to myself, oh my god, I do not want to play this map, which happens in every Call of Duty. I think there was maybe one map, I think it was called Defender, that I didn't really enjoy playing for the most part, but I'm not going to back out of lobby like I would if I was going to be playing, Drone or Turbine in Black Ops 2. Next, this was the first game. Now, I can't exactly speak wholly from experience on this one, but I can tell you that going from last gen to next gen console on this game was night and day. It was astounding, the difference in the sound and the visuals, how smooth the game was. Going from an Xbox 360 to the PS4 was just absolutely incredible. This game really was truly made for next gen, and I'm kind of worried. Well, caveat here, I'm kind of worried about the old gen users for Black Ops 3. I think they're going to be really disappointed whenever they get their hands on the game. But this game really felt and played really well on the next gen console, so I was really happy about that. Overall fluidity of the game, I think, was top notch. I think it would be really easy to fail at this whenever you consider how much movement and how much is going on. But for the most part, you could master the controls fairly easily and slide in and out of your movements and dash and double jump pretty easily. Of course, there was some degree to mastery to this just because it is kind of complex and you have to learn the maps to do it really, really well. But overall, I think that the fluidity of the movements was really, really good, something that again, Sledgehammer did really, really well. Next was the pacing. I know a lot of people really complained about the pace of Advanced Warfare. Some people said that it was way too fast. But for me, even though in previous games I never really played Ground War, which I think is weird, for this game I think the pacing was really well done. I don't really know why that is, but just something about it, it made a lot of sense to me at least. And I just felt like for the most part, I never really felt incredibly overwhelmed like I did, in some of their games. I think the biggest thing is just the maps are absolutely massive. These are bigger than Ghost maps, but just because of the movement and how fast you could move, you could really dictate, the pace of the game to your own liking. If you really wanted to boost around and thrust and fly across the map as fast as you could really rush hard and do that. But if you wanted to, stay a little bit farther back and, kind of pace yourself, because the maps were so big, you know, you could do that. So it really, I think the pacing of the game was done really well in this game. Next, and this is really only going to apply to like the last, you know, few months of Advanced Warfare, but the connection was really good. I know at launch it was really bad, but for whatever reason they did manage to do really well in fixing that, and I cannot even remember getting, you know, one host migration the entire time I played Advanced Warfare, which would lead me to believe that for the majority of the time I was playing on a dedicated server. So fantastic there. The next thing that I have is that the kill streaks all were really good ideas. You know, bringing back the Paladin, which was, you know, felt a lot like the AC-130 from previous Call of Duties. Well, I guess, you know, from from Modern Warfare 2. You know, the mech suit, the Goliath, all of these things felt like they should have been really good. They didn't really pan out that way, and we'll get into that and what Advanced Warfare did wrong. But I think the idea of the kill streaks was all really good. And lastly, equipment balance I think was spot on. You didn't have claymores or bouncing betties or stupid you know, equipment where you could just throw it, walk away, and get a free kill out of it. I really like that. The stun grenades and stuff could get annoying because there was no counter to it, but most people didn't run them. And the grenades, even with Danger Close, which we all thought was going to be really obnoxious, actually turned out to be not really a big deal at all. So once again, equipment balance was really well done, and that's all I could come up with. I know it's not a lot, but these are core things that we have all been really frustrated with from previous Call of Duties, and I think, you know, Advanced Warfare really excelled in these areas. So leave your comments down below what you guys thought, if you agree or disagree with me. But if you did enjoy the video, a like is always appreciated. If you hated it, then dislike it and leave me a comment why. Make sure to check out all links below in the description, and if you are new and you enjoy my content, a subscription is always appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.